At minus 71 degrees, your lungs don't just hurt. The moisture in your breath turns into ice crystals inside your chest, shredding your tissue from the inside out. On the Kolyma Highway, your engine is your external heart. If it stops, you have exactly 5 minutes before your oil turns to solid grease and your fingers lock into permanent claws. There is no rescue, no signal. At this temperature, steel becomes as brittle as glass. One mechanical failure turns your vehicle into a silent coffin that no one will find until the spring thaw. This is why engines here run for months without ever shutting down. In Siberia, the sound of a running motor isn't noise. It's the only thing keeping your blood liquid. This is the brutal biology of the road of bones.
На Колыме я еду не ради прибытия, я еду, чтобы выжить. При температуре минус 50 градусов Цельсия двигатель не имеет права заглохнуть. Если он остановится, печка отключится и тело начнет терять контроль. Пальцы немеют. Дышать становится тяжело, сознание замедляется. Тишина здесь опаснее любой метели. Нет городов, нет быстрой помощи. Иногда видишь машину на обочине. Двигатель заглушен, этого достаточно, чтобы все понять. Поэтому топливо всегда в запасе. Одежда в несколько слоев. А двигатель всегда работает. Колыма учит одному. Пока двигатель жив, у тебя есть время. Когда он останавливается, время заканчивается вместе с ним.
Despite the constant danger, this highway cannot be shut down. Every day, road workers risk their lives to keep it passable. They fight snowstorms, ice, and extreme cold so that food, fuel, and basic supplies can reach isolated settlements. Here, ordinary work becomes a relentless struggle for survival. A place where human courage and endurance are tested by one of the most unforgiving environments on Earth. The workers of the Kolyma Highway are not ordinary laborers. Most are mechanics, heavy equipment operators, and road technicians who have lived in extreme cold since childhood. Many come from Yakutsk and surrounding regions, where winter can last up to 9 months each year. Even so, working in Kolyma demands the highest level of physical and mental resilience. Shifts often last 12 to 14 hours a day. The nearest settlement may be hundreds of kilometers away. At minus 50 to minus 60 degrees Celsius, the human body loses heat at a terrifying speed. Exposed skin can freeze within minutes. A simple mistake, like removing gloves for too long, can lead to serious injury or death. For these workers, machines are not just tools, they are life support. Heated trucks, bulldozers, and diesel generators are the only sources of warmth across endless frozen land with no natural protection. That is why engines are almost never turned off during long stops. Even while resting or eating, machines remain running to prevent cabin temperatures from dropping into lethal territory. In Kolyma, every engine that keeps running is a sign that humans are still alive. This work is not just about earning a living. It is daily courage spent to keep the only lifeline open in one of the harshest places on Earth. On the Kolyma Highway, a stalled engine is not a mechanical problem. It is the beginning of a countdown to death. At minus 60 degrees Celsius, body heat disappears far faster than the human body can replace it. When the engine stops and heating fails, the cabin temperature can collapse within minutes. Breath freezes in the air. Fingers lose all sensation. Muscles slowly lock in place. the body can no longer respond normally. Many workers describe the sensation as being trapped inside themselves, gradually losing control. In the worst case, a dead engine means no heat, no electricity, and no communication. The Kolyma Highway stretches for hundreds of kilometers without human settlements. Another vehicle may pass hours or even days later. If help does not arrive in time, severe hypothermia becomes unavoidable. Consciousness fades, heart rate slows, breathing weakens. There are real stories here of workers found frozen inside their cabins, sitting calmly as if resting. In this cold, death arrives quietly and fast. That is why Kolyma workers choose to burn fuel rather than risk shutting engines down. On this road, fuel is life, and the sound of a running engine is the only proof that a human being is still holding on. Dangerous and often deadly, the Kolyma Highway can never truly be abandoned. It is the only land route connecting remote northeastern Siberia to the outside world. Through this frozen corridor, food, fuel, medicine, and essential supplies reach small towns isolated by ice and permafrost. Without this road, thousands would be cut off from survival, especially during the long winter when rivers freeze solid and air travel becomes unreliable due to extreme weather. Beyond logistics, Kolyma holds immense economic importance. The surrounding region contains gold and other valuable minerals. Mining operations can exist only if land access remains open year-round. Every truck that passes carries more than cargo. It carries hope for industry and for life itself. Behind it all stand the road workers, almost invisible guardians who keep the surface passable. They clear ice, repair damage, and keep machines alive in lethal temperatures. For them, keeping Kolyma open is not just a state duty. It is a sacrifice to ensure that life in this extreme region does not come to a complete halt. Here, the road is not asphalt and ice alone. It is a thin line between survival and disappearance into the cold. Working on the Kolyma Highway comes with extreme risk, but the danger is matched by unusually high compensation. Workers typically earn between $1,700 and $3,300 per month, depending on role and experience. This is far higher than similar jobs in Russia's milder regions. They also receive extreme region allowances, winter bonuses, and guaranteed logistics, including food, temporary housing, and fuel supplies. Over a single working season lasting several months, total earnings can exceed $11,000. For some, this equals several years of income elsewhere. But the price is heavy. Mental strain from total isolation, endless darkness during winter, and the constant awareness that one small mistake can mean death weighs heavily on the mind. Many workers last only 1 or 2 seasons before giving up. Some suffer sleep disorders, chronic anxiety, or deep trauma after witnessing co-workers injured or frozen before their eyes. In Kolyma, high pay is not a reward for hard labor alone. It is compensation for staking one's life every single day. The Kolyma Highway is more than a transportation route. It is a symbol of human resilience at the very edge of survival. Here, technology, discipline, and courage unite against a world that seems to reject humanity. Every engine that keeps running is a symbol of hope. Every worker who endures is proof that humans can still survive in deadly temperatures. Yet beneath that strength lies a constant reminder. nature holds ultimate power. And one small mistake can erase everything in an instant. To the outside world, this road may appear as just a long line on a frozen Siberian map. But to those who work here, Kolyma is a place where life and death are separated by the sound of an engine still humming. As long as the engine lives, time remains. When the engine stops, time ends with it. This is the story of work that does not merely battle extreme cold, but gambles human life to keep the only lifeline open at the edge of the world.